an extreme pleasure to introduce Angel Blue. Is just, I mean, that's like a no-brainer, right? So superstar soprano, one of the nicest people you would ever have the chance of meeting, one of the most gracious artists, both on and off the stage. So we met. I actually had a Facebook memory come up. I don't know if you did too, Angel, but a Facebook memory came up of us in the car at a gig in Valdosta, Georgia. We have a mutual friend that she met, Paul Neal, who was at UCLA. And he actually was my husband's college roommate. So anyway, Paul brought us both out to Valdosta, Georgia, to sing, and it was clear then that Angel Blue was going to be a superstar. Was well on her way even then, and we have managed to stay in touch. We've tried to perform together again. It has not worked out, much to my very, very, very sad, all the tears, but I'm still hopeful. And I also had, so this was right before everything shut down, had the opportunity to be in New York and see Ms. Blue perform in Porgy and Bess, and it was just amazing. Her credits, of course, go far beyond that opera. She's also very well known for things like Mimi in La Boheme, and you can read all of her amazing credits. She's been around the world. She's also really great, like on stage, like on camera. You've done some hosting too, right, of the Met series, and she has a history even with doing pageants and all kinds of stuff. She has a really great show called Faithful Friday that you should check out, and just all kinds of other stuff. She's everywhere. So anyway, I could talk about her, but the whole point is for her to get a chance to work with our incredible singers, and for you all to have a chance to watch her work and learn from her. And then hopefully towards the end, we'll have a few minutes for some question and answer for her to share some thoughts about the industry. So anyway, welcome, 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 Ms. Angel Blue.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here with everybody. Thank you for having me here today. I look forward to hearing all of the singers. So can we get started?
Absolutely. So first we have Andreea, if she is ready and here. Hello. And present. There she is. I'll let you introduce yourself and we'll get going, okay?
Hello, so nice to meet you. My name is Andreea Cretu, and I am a first-year student here at UNLV. And today I will be performing O mio babbino caro from the opera Gianni Schicchi by Puccini. Hopefully the music is not too loud.
Wonder
Brava. Brava. Wonderful. Lovely, Andrea. Andrea, can you share with me, what do you like about this piece?
I love the line, and I just love like the long gestures and like I don't know. I love songs that are like tormented, so
Awesome. Okay. Well, I just want to start with the text, because this song is so well known.
yeah.
And because of that, I mean, we've heard it sung by everybody in every kind of different ways. But I'd like to start with the text, because I appreciate that you sing vowel to vowel. I love that, because it really does create a legato line, and it really does showcase Puccini, I think, at his best, my opinion. I love the timbre of your voice as well. I do think you can use more consonants. And so with that, can we just speak the text?
Of course. Do you want me to speak it like as a character?
Yes.
Okay. So. Oh mio babbino caro, mi piace, è bello, bello. Vuoi andare in Porta Rossa a comprar l'anello?
Okay, great. Let's just take that little section right there. What do you think the most important word is of the very first sentence you say? Oh mio babbino caro. What's the first word that you feel is important?
Babbino.
Babbino, right? Even though caro it's longer, but I think babbino is the one that's the most important as well. With that, can you use the B to go into the I? By that I mean explode the B, the consonant, and really sing through the E, the vowel I. Go for it. Just from right there. Actually, you know what, honey? Hold on one second. Let me just get this. There we go. Can you just do that?
Sure. So like, okay, I see what you mean. So, oh mio babbino.
Okay, so what I'm trying to get you to do is just be a little bit more legato with more of the diction, okay? With more, so yeah, so what you just did was really good. I think of the B as exploding whenever I have to sing this. Oh mio babbino caro. Can you sing that again?
Oh mio babbino.
Keep going, love.
Caro.
Keep going.
Mi piace bello.
Great, so let's just talk about that high A flat. How do you feel about that high A flat?
It's definitely a little bit of a struggle for me because just I haven't really like worked on my top register so much.
Well, you have a fantastic top register, a really, truly fantastic. It seems like it's naturally easy for you. So what I would like to suggest is use the bello. There's the cool thing about Italian that I've learned in singing Italian music is that these consonants that people talk to us about really can help us through the phrasing and really help us also with the notes and the high notes especially. So bello, can you think of bel, and like you're going to hold on to the L for just like a little bit longer, let's say a hair longer than you normally would, and I use the word explode, and it explodes open into the O on the A flat. Okay, does that make sense, love?
Yeah, like it'll like propel it up.
Yes. Okay, try that, honey.
Mi piace bello.
Great. Now I'm just gonna have you do this one thing, and I'm not a voice teacher. I just like to talk to people about singing and stuff. You know, I'm not. If anything I say goes against what your voice teacher tells you, totally disregard it. I'm not going to be offended or anything like that. But I would like to ask you if you do you mind buzzing?
Sure.
Okay, so let's just try this on a buzz. And what I'd like you to do is go, and you're going to sustain the A flat, okay? Just for like maybe count to 3. Really be connected to your support.
Right.
Okay, so did you hear that little hiccup in the high note?
Definitely feel it.
That's because you need more support. And so when I buzzing always lets me know where my support is or where I need more. So what I'd like you to think is to think of your buzzing as going through as though you're going to continue the phrase even though you're stopping on the A flat. Okay, so let's try that. but don't disconnect it. It's all one phrase. Maybe you just need just a little bit more air when you go up there, just a little bit more of a, for lack of a better word, a little bit more of a push in your support, into your support. I'm sitting down so I can really feel where my support is. It's nice and supported sitting on this chair. Okay, go for it again. Great, now do that again and finish the phrase.
Wow, a lot of air.
Great, now we're just gonna take the part from right there. I know this is a little annoying, but those A flats in this piece are so important because everybody knows it and everybody wants to hear those as beautifully finessed, with finesse as possible. And with your breathing, having your breathing sorted out will help that. Okay, let's take it apart and just go. Do that 3 times.
Okay. All with the same breath, right?
No, take a breath in between each, but because I just want you to feel the attack of your support, okay?
Oh no, sorry.
Okay, now sing the whole phrase like that.
Oh, sing it with the buzzing, or?
I want you to sing it with the words. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, sing it with the words. Lovely. Okay, take a breath before you start this phrase. Really think about how you're going to negotiate your breath throughout this phrase. So it's not just mi piace bene. It has to be, you have to decide on where you need more of that support. And in my opinion, for most sopranos, it is that upper register. But that means that the bottom has to be equally supported, if that makes sense. Okay, take a good breath the way you would as though you had just, or let's do it that way. Let's sing the first O mio babbino caro, and then into mi piace bello bello. Lovely. Okay, keep going. Can you give me more R? I want to hear, what is Porta Rossa? I need to know what that is. Porta Rossa. Use the R to get you into that note. So don't just think Rosa. That's very American, but we're going to be a little Italian about it. Porta Rossa. Don't be afraid of those consonants, okay? So go out. Vo andare. Yes, keep going, hon. Okay, let's just, say Nello. Just say it like you're speaking it.
Nello.
Beautiful. So sing it that way. Lovely. Keep going, honey.
Sì, sì, ci voglio andare. E se la
Bravo. Okay, let's just stop there just a second. I left it not too long, so we can stop a lot. I know I stopped you a lot, but I would like you to sing it. We have 5 minutes left, so I would like you to sing it again, though, at the end of this. Just a quick question. Mi piace bello, bello. And ese la massindarno. What's the difference between those two? It's the same note, the same notes, the same notation, but what's different about it?
The words are like super, like the shift and like what she's saying is different. Like the first one is her saying like he's so handsome, and like beautiful, and then the next one is saying, but if he doesn't like love me, oh wait, oh yeah, so if I'm getting nervous, but
no, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous at all.
it's definitely
Keep going.
if
You're
I
right.
can't love him, then I'm going to throw myself off the bridge.
Right.
I'm going to go to this old bridge and then throw myself off in the river.
Perfect. So do you think that you should sing those two bars, E se la mas s'indarno? Do you think you should sing those the same way that you sang Mi piace bello?
No, definitely not.
No. How does that make you feel? This guy, you like this guy, maybe he doesn't like you back. What does that do to you? What does that do to Lauretta?
Like crushes me.
Yeah. And so what's a way that you can color those two bars, just those two? How can you make that a change?
Maybe like make it darker, or not darker, but like maybe like give it more like weight.
You could give it more weight. You could also make it piano.
Oh.
You could make it in the score that I'm using. It doesn't actually say, there isn't a marking for it. So you have free reign to do really whatever you like to do. So I want to encourage you to try something right there. Can you try to sing it piano?
Sure.
Great. Just start from right there. Do
I also sing? I'll sing the A flat, also piano, right?
What do you feel? What do you feel as her character? What do you feel?
Maybe not.
No,
maybe not.
There's no wrong answer, honey. It really is what you think. You're an artist. You have to be an artist. You have to create. What does that mean? What does that mean for you? I could tell you what I think, but what I think is going to be very different. It's going to sound different, even because I'm a different person. I have a different voice. What comes from your heart for that phrase, for the whole piece? I'm just saying that you can color it a different way. I would like you to try it piano. So then maybe let's try piano and then try forte, but it really matters what you think. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it. Beautiful. Do that again, just like you just did, but just add what you said. You said whatever that means to you. Sing it that way with the same expression that you just had, but make it what you just said when you use the word dark, whatever that means to you. Bravo. Okay, keep going.
This is where I think she would get more exaggerated.
Yes, keep going, honey.
Oh wait, my bad, wrong words.
It's okay. You're right, Andrei.
Oh, maybe I'll just, oh, I see, okay. Can you give me the starting pitch again?
Of course.
Thank you.
Keep going. Okay, so I'm just going to stop because I would like you to do the whole thing again. I talk too much and I'm sorry, but I would like you to do the whole thing. This says that I have 30. Kim, do I have 30 seconds left? Is that right or am I wrong? Sorry.
You have enough time to hear it again.
Okay, great. Sorry, I'm sorry. I've always called you Kim, so sorry. Okay, love, Andrea, let's do this one more time. I would like you to sing the whole thing through again. What I'm asking for when I said three things. When I talk about the buzzing has to do with support. It has to do with whenever I buzz, I can always tell where I need more support or where I'm giving more than I need to give and I need to take it back. That's what I mean by when I say negotiating the breath. And that's kind of what we have to do as singers. That is what we have to do because we need to breathe and we have to be supported. So we have to know exactly how we're using our breath in each phrase, you know? That's what I meant when I'm talking about support and when I'm talking about the buzzing. Your vowels are just exquisitely beautiful. You have your embouchure is awesome. I would like to encourage you though, don't be afraid of the consonants. I'm the same way. I'm always working on that, just I'm like, everything can sound like but then people are like, wait, what did you say? So make sure that those consonants are in there. Don't be afraid of the double consonants. And the third thing is, do make sure that there is a difference in the phrasing. There must be a difference in mi piace bello, bello, e se la indarno. There's something there that can make it different. By coloring, I mean dynamics. I mean, it's Puccini, so it's rubato. So I mean, I also understand that with rubato, it's a little different right now because we're at the mercy of these recordings. But if you can find a sense of rubato, giving and taking in the recording, do it. Anyway, go for it, honey. Let's hear it again. O mio babbino caro, sung by Andreea.
Okay. Oh mio babbino caro, mi piace bello, andare in porto rossa a comperar l'anello. Sì, sì, ci voglio andare. E se
Brava, Andreea. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet you and lovely to hear you sing.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
Brava.
Wonderful, Andreea. Thank you so much. And thank you, Angel. Next, we have Arianna, I believe.
Hello. My name is Arianna Perroots, and today I will be singing Batti Batti o bel Masetto from Don Giovanni by Mozart. Let me know if you can hear everything okay when I start the recording.
Okay, I don't see. Oh, there she is. Okay, I see you now.
Okay. Ma se colpi o no, ma se già lui ignorato rimassi, e poi che temi, tranquilla ti mi affitto, non mi toccò la bontà benedetto, non me lo credi, ingrotto, vien qui, soffocati,
Brava. Arianna, lovely. Brava. Arianna, how long have you been singing this aria?
I've been singing this aria on and off for probably maybe 2 years.
Okay, it's very polished. I find it very polished. I love it. Can you just come a little closer to the camera so that I can see you just a little clearer? Thank you. Thank you. I have to say, I'm so honored to be here with everybody today. I'm from Southern California, and I have family that live in Las Vegas. So I'm very happy to see that the quality of the musicianship, the singing is at such a high level. That's really awesome to see. I take a lot of pride in that because I'm from the same part. Even if you're not from Nevada, I'm from that part of the states. So to me, it makes me really happy to hear singing like this and like Andreea. Brava to both ladies. I would like to ask you just about the sort of the same thing I was asking with Andreea, and that is the coloring of the piece. You're obviously very connected to it, but I do think that, and because the piece is a little bit on the longer side, there's many different sort of facets that we can find in the music. Have you thought much about that?
Yeah, I've definitely thought about the different facets. I think in the beginning it's much more flirtatious, like, oh, are you really gonna be mad at me? But then she pulls the, well, now I'm mad at you.
Yes.
So
yes.
And then by the end of it, she's like, oh, I've got him.
Yes, yes, absolutely. With that characterization, what kind of the use of dynamics can you use? For example, in the very beginning, you have this, I love that, ma poi fa pace. I love that so much. And you sang this recit very, very well. My question for you though is, in the beginning, what do you think about her characterization there?
I think in the beginning, she's, I don't know, I trying to be like surprised, like, what? You could possibly think I would do such a thing? Like, I don't know, like kind of upholding her virtue, I guess.
Okay. And with the orchestra, you know, in the score that I used to learn I didn't sing Zerlina, but the role that I was singing, Donna, I always thought it was interesting because the woman I was singing with, she always sang this piano, the very first part piano, and it made for the entire, the shape of the aria, the arc of the aria to really pick up, especially in the end with the coloratura section. So I would like to just sort of, what is that word? I would like to experiment with that right now. So can you just think of starting, let's just do the end of the recitative, okay? So like, sorry, love. Can you just do that into Batti, Batti, o bel Masetto?
Oh, sure, with or without the music?
Without the music is fine.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Oh, sorry, quiet, I forgot, okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop you, honey, because those are the same dynamic. Did you feel that? Can you tell?
Yeah, I did.
So what that means is that in between the recitativo and the aria proper, you have to have something that kind of is like, oop, oop. Okay, there's a, so my acting coach would call that a beat. So if you can have just a beat, whatever you can think of to make you soften into Batti Batti o bel Masetto. It's kind of, it's really a change in not necessarily, not so much character, but in feeling. Okay, love, try it from there again. Or maybe we should, do you want to go back a little bit further to get into it?
Sure, can I go from poi Masetto?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Beautiful.
Okay.
Just try it to be a little bit softer there. Can you even start like it's a secret? Boop. The only thing I want to hear is like the B and the ah. Boop. Like really, really soft. Okay. Lovely. Okay, I like that so much. To me, that had so much artistry to it. Really, it did. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know how everybody else felt about it, but I did. I mean, we're at the mercy of these cameras and recordings and all of it, but I loved that. Did you feel like you were still supporting well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I definitely felt like you were still supporting. Okay, so I'm not going to get anywhere near that because I loved it. Let's go. Let's keep going. I only want to say one thing about that. Why he's so genius, Mozart. But why did he do the rhythm this way? What is that for her? And you don't have to answer that. There's no right or wrong answer. The only reason why I bring it up is because there's a reason that Mozart would change the rhythm for her right there to make it more. I mean, I say to change. It's not that it's necessarily. It's the same as before, but the difference is also in the in what she's saying. Why is that? Why do you feel that's there? What do you feel as a singer? How can you make that one different from the previous one?
Well, she's saying that she'll kind of like wait for his blows, so I think that's why at the end it's like aspettare, it's a little bit longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because of that, can you make us feel that yearning, that sort of longing feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't have to do it over again because I'd like you to sing it again. Let's just keep going. As a matter of fact, I wrote on when you say sapro bachar, I wanted you to have a little bit more ah sound. I wanted a little bit more. I wanted to hear the ah a little bit more. Do you know what I'm talking about, love? I'm talking about this. Oh gosh. Sorry if I'm playing this wrong. Sapro bachar. Yes. So when you get to that section, that little section there, anytime you have that long note like that with the appoggiatura, really do try to elongate that vowel. I mean, we should always be elongating the vowels because that's where we are heard is through the vowels, really. But if you can really sit on that bachar, be committed to the sound of that ah, because it will go through and it will carry you on to the next one. Bachar. Can you just try it right there? Great. Can you do me a favor? And if anything ever feels strange, or if I say anything that's off, don't do it. I'm from California. I'm not going to get offended. I'm from Southern California, so I'm really not going to get offended. When you sing bachar, can you just drop your jaw just a little bit? I'm not suggesting you don't even really have to touch it. Just think bachar. Okay, go from there. I just want you to do it one more time and think of the jaw is dropping and the ah is what's being elongated. The ah is going like this. Okay, go for it. Keep going. Lovely. Okay, let's go on into this. I always think that is so funny just to hear that, but I love the way you sang that. Can I encourage you to do a little bit more with your T's? Just a little bit more, tiny bit more. Go for it. Great. We're just gonna stop for just 1 second, love. And what we're gonna do is I'd like you to do that again on a buzz, just for support's sake, okay? Can you sing that now? And think of this, the way you just felt by buzzing. Feel that same support when you're singing with the words. Keep going. Bravo. Okay, so we're gonna jump. I have to give you this compliment because I love the way you start your high notes. I like how you, in the break, for me, it's my break, this F. When you sing sorrow qui, I love that so much because you're really on top of it. To me, you sound right on the pitch. Bravo to you. Let's just go to this. Oh gosh, this is so full of such good stuff. Let's start at the 6/8. So let's go from the Pace. Can you just go there?
Yes.
Okay. And I just want to, sorry, excuse me. I wrote it, but I didn't say it. I wanted to say in the orchestra is, have you heard it with orchestra?
Yeah,
or maybe you've sung it with orchestra.
I've seen the Met recording of this one.
Okay, man, talk about intricate, beautiful playing, and it's all piano. So I think, and of course, pace, what does pace mean?
Peace.
Yeah. So there's something to be said about what the orchestra is doing and what she's saying, also how she's feeling. So just keep that in mind. Okay, go for it. Great. Again, with your with your jaw, I would like you to drop your jaw. Maybe do just touch your jaw. I'm not asking you to go like this. I'm just asking you to just have one finger nicely placed right there. Like there's a little hair growing out of your chin that you're just like, you can't get. So you just want to place your finger right there, okay?
Okay.
And let's go from, yeah, let's do pace pace. Brava. Okay, what do you feel when you sing that?
I feel my abs a lot.
Okay, when you have your finger here, does anything feel different or weird to you?
I would say it's a little bit more space. I think I'm used to singing
Yes.
slightly less, so it feels a little bit strange.
Yes. Okay, it feels strange, but it doesn't feel like bad or like, oh, I can't do this. Okay, cool. Because that's what I was trying to get you to feel, was to have a little bit more space. I know for me, it's weird to say I work with my jaw because I don't think about my jaw when I sing, but sometimes I'll be like, I need more space. And so I have to go like that. It just reminds me to open here, especially for the ha, you're going to need the space there. You don't have to do a whole lot with your embouchure, and you didn't, but I do think that it also helped to cover. It also helped to have a little bit more that has that cupo. We're at time, but I would love it. Could you sync up your, I'm gonna call it a boombox, to the Pace Pace Vita Mia section, O Vita Mia, the Allegro, and then just sing through the end. Is that okay?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
I think that's right.
There's some good singing going on at UNLV. That's awesome. Not that I was surprised though.
Okay, well, thank you. Here we go.
Brava. Okay. Brava, Arianna. Brava to you, Arianna. Thank you so much. What a pleasure to hear you sing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brava.
It's a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you.
All right, and last but not least, we have Christina.
Hello. Hi, my name is Christina Williams, and I will be singing Cielo del sogno di Doretta from La Rondine by Puccini.
So we haven't found you yet. I'm trying to find you in the list of people. Are you just as Christine? Is that you?
Yeah, Christina Williams.
I don't see your last name. Are you just on there as Christine? I guess that's what I'm asking. So I can spotlight the right person because we can't find you.
Oh, on mine it just says Christina Williams.
Oh, it does say that? Oh, that is
Yeah.
so weird. All right, well, hopefully it'll pick you up as you start singing.
Wait,
so we can pin you.
No one can see me?
Not yet. Just go for it and hopefully it'll pick you up, okay?
Okay.
Il suo mister come mai finì? Un giorno studente in bocca alla bacio, e fu quel bacio rivelazione, una passione.
Brava.
Thank you.
Brava, brava. That was wonderful. Oh, so great. I love Cielo del sogno. I like Magda. I love this aria so much. How long have you been singing the aria?
You know, for like a few years off and on, it's kind of hard to sing it with a track.
It's very hard to sing it with the track. I love what I like about Puccini. I've sung a lot of Puccini. Well, I guess, yeah, I can say I've sung a lot of Puccini. I've sung a few different roles. But what I like about him is like he's like the master of rubato. And it's hard with, I think, a track to really get that sense, you know. Was the track recorded for you?
Yeah, it's like a pre-recorded and you can kind of speed it up and slow it down, but
okay, well, it's not like a pianist actually did it with you.
Yeah.
A pianist did it with you?
No. it's just like a pre-recorded track.
Yes. So if you have the opportunity to have maybe the coach can play it for you, that would be awesome, because there's some with that kind of timbre and that kind of voice, you definitely we really want to feel that give and take and everything. I love this so much. Bravo to you. It sounds so stunning. Can I ask you, when you sing your high notes, what are the sensations that you feel?
Woo! I actually just feel pressure in my, like, I don't want to say pressure, but just the muscles working in my back and kind of right here.
Okay. So
when
when you
goes.
Okay, so when you're singing high, do you feel like your notes go this way? Do you feel like your notes go this way? Do you feel like your notes are going this way?
Kind of blossom back this way.
Kind of blossoming back this way. Okay, so what I heard was, because your voice is wonderful, so beautiful. This is like the perfect stuff for you to sing, in my opinion, you know. But I sort of felt like your high notes were going a little bit too far back, just a bit. Just a bit too far back. So we're actually gonna start with that. So what I wanted to ask you is if we could just start with the folle amore, just right on it, and just really, if you can think of your high notes. I'm not trying to change anything that you're doing, but if you can, except for the fact that I want to change, maybe just change. I don't know that change is the right word. I would say, let's say, come on, Angel, get a new word. Let's say enhance. Okay, let's say enhance what you already have, which is so great. And what I would like you to think of is, instead of your notes as being blossoming in the back, that's fine if you feel like they're blossoming, but they got to do something. Because if you're in a theater, you know what I'm saying? If you're in a theater and the sensation and the sound is going that way, the people in front of you aren't going to hear anything. So you definitely want to get one of these. Okay, so let's just go from folle amore. Is that okay to start right on that?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so can you do like folle amore, folle amore? So amore, folle amore, folle amore. I want you to do like make it a bit more legato, make it more creamy. I always use that word for myself. I understand what that means by creamy. In essence, I'm almost asking you to run, which is not what I said earlier, but to sort of run. But for where the tessitura lies, it must be higher. It's higher, so that it has to be a little bit more creamy in terms of it running into each other. Folle amore. I don't really need to hear the M as much. Folle amore. You know what I mean? Because it's so high.
Right.
So I want
smushing it together.
Yeah, I want it to be more smooth. I want, my opinion, and I know that we're at an institution, so I have to watch what I say, and I want to say this the right way. I don't go to the opera to hear diction. I want to understand what people are saying, but when in a piece like this, of course I want to know what you're saying, but when you get to that high, that beautiful dolcissimo sostenendo part, we really do just want to hear that lovely sound. So I think to help with making that more legato, it is to sort of make it creamy. And by making it creamy, you just want it to be more smooth. You want it to be more connected, I suppose, is what I should say, I think. Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead. Yes, it doesn't have to be as loose. It can be a little bit more tight in terms of the consonant, that little M, but that is what I'm saying, because that to me was much more connected, much more legato. Let's go to the next one. Beautiful. And the same sensation here, chi la sottil carezza. Really keep that together, okay? Beautiful. When you first sang it, I didn't hear the bacio. I do want to hear that because it's lower. It's just speaking. D'un bacio così ardente, mai ridir potrà.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all, and I understand you got to sing it, but I'm just saying it's more spoken, that part. Okay, so let's just do d'un bacio. Go for it.
Un bacio così ardente, mai ridir potrà.
Beautiful. My re, dear. I like the portamento. I mean, some people, if somebody tells you not to do it, then don't do it. But for the sake of singing here, would you mind doing the my re, dear? Okay, go for it.
My re, dear. Oh, wait. Is that's it?
I was gonna ask you to start from D'un bacio.
Okay.
Go for it.
Un bacio così ardente, mai ridir potrà.
And keep going. That's so fantastic. It's wonderful. What is your, when you're singing this C, do you ever try to sing it piano?
Sometimes.
Yeah, and you know the school of thought with this, with singing this C, I've spoken to a lot of different people about it as I sing the aria as well, and I've a lot of different opinions. You know, some people say he didn't write piano. Other people say, well, but it's performance practice, and other people have something else where it says no because it's, you know, with the great crescendo. So I think it really does matter what the soprano feels, what the soprano can do, what the soprano wants. I mean, of course, it matters what the conductor wants too. But I want to ask you, have you ever, if you've not tried it, could we try it now?
We can try.
Cool. And we're gonna try it on a, what is your favorite? Well, it's an ah, but let's do it on a buzz instead of doing it on a vowel. Can you do, yeah? So you have one sec left. So you have a lot of, it's like a hair sharp.
Okay.
Just a little bit sharp. So just hear the C. And I want you to do your absolute best to go from, you hear, you want to sit on that C natural, or at least that's what it sounds like here, is that it's just a hair sharp, okay? Okay, go for it. Brava, awesome. Okay, can you do that one more time? I was talking a little bit over it, so I don't know if Zoom got it. Go for it. Beautiful. Okay, so you want to be right in the center of the pitch, just like you were. So now do it on an ah. Great. Now make this one piano. Go for it. Go for it. Brava. Okay, now this next part, you're so wonderful. This is so great. I'm going to practice after this masterclass because y'all are making me happy. Che importa la ricchezza? There's tenuto in my score. I have tenuti over this. Che importa la ricchezza? You know her story, right, Magda? Yeah. If I may share this with you really quickly, when I started singing this during quarantine, because I've sung it on a lot of virtual galas, and when I started singing this during quarantine, they had a whole new meaning for me because I'm not out in the streets singing, you know, I'm not out at the different opera houses singing. And so it really matters of this little bit, this one sentence. Che importa la ricchezza se al fine rifiorita. Really get into that. La felicità. That's just, it's so important what she says there. What good is riches? What good is it? It's basically in a nutshell. If you're not happy, so what if you have money? Go for it. Go for it there. Remember these markings, this poco allargando and these tenutos. He's so Italian. It's just wonderful. Go for it. Okay, la felicità. Make sure you take a good breath there. So you have, because you have all this power, and it's the same thing that I said to Andrea. You want to make sure that you're negotiating your breath throughout these phrases. I mean, I'm not telling you to sing like la felicità, o sogno d'or. I'm not saying to do that. What I'm saying is to know before you get there what you want to do. Take your time. This is Puccini. Really do take your time. It's that sense of give and take again. Just before, I would like you to sing it again. Can you just do La Felicità on a buzz, right in the center of the pitch. Great, and do the next one. Wonderful. Keep going, keep going. Can I ask you, what is the sensation that you feel in your support when you buzz? What's different about buzzing and singing and vocal, you singing the words?
You know, I just feel a deeper engagement in my abdominals. Because I feel an engagement, but it's deeper when I do a buzz.
Okay, great. That's good, but you need to have, so that feeling, that sensation, because I feel when I'm buzzing and when I'm singing, I try to feel the support in the same exact place. For me, it's very low. For me, it's I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but for me, it's quite low where I feel my support. It's underneath my belly button, but I'm also a tall person, so for me that makes more sense because my middle is a little bit long, further down than other people, I think. But if you can feel when you are engaging with the words that all of your support stems from that place, everything is from there, including the energy in your text, all of that, your high notes, the breath, everything comes from that place of support. It should never, if you find that spot for you, you won't go sharp, you won't go flat. On days that you're sick, you'll still be able to support, you'll still be able to sing. I would like for you to really find that, because you have, all three of these ladies have wonderful voices, really truly great sounds, you know, and that support and coloring the phrasing and such, all of that really does matter. I'm going to stop talking and I would love for you to sing it again, if you don't mind. Okay.
Doretta potendo divinar il suo mister come mai finì. Ahimè, un giorno uno studente in bocca alla bacio, e fu quel bacio rivelazione, fu la passione.
Brava, wonderful, beautiful. I don't know if you, they're recording it, so maybe you can see it again, but I don't know if you know, but all those little pitch, they're tiny, but you know, really, when you have a voice like that, little tiny things pop out. They really do. All three ladies, when you can sing and people hear this wonderful talent, the tiniest little thing will pop out and it'll be like, wait, what did they just do? What, why? And so you fixed that really beautifully. Bravo to you, honey. Really great job.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful to work with you. What a privilege.
Thank you.
Take this 1 second.
My cursor was not working. Wonderful job to all of our singers. That was fantastic. And thank you so much to Miss Angel Blue for sharing her expertise today. You were just tremendous, and just grateful to have had you with us and for you to share your experience and your wisdom with our students.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been an honor to be here with you. Thank you.
Yeah, so I don't know if you have some time for a few questions. That would be really great. We do have a lot of people on the call, so I might just ask people to put questions in the chat, and then we'll just kind of take them as we go.
So am I supposed to look in the chat? Oh my gosh, I don't know how to do that.
I'm looking in the chat. I mean, I will just ask like one question of like, have you always known you've wanted to sing? Have you always wanted to sing opera? What was like early music for you? Like your early music experience?
My early music, I mean, my very first experience in opera was when I was 4 years old. So I've always loved singing. I've always loved opera. My parents took me to see Turandot when I was 4, and that was what really just captivated me. So I've always wanted to sing in some way. And I think becoming an opera singer was just something that I never knew what it entailed until I got really involved in it. But I did always want to do it. Would it be okay to ask everybody, like if somebody has a question, instead of putting it in the box, can they just unmute themselves and ask it, or how does that work?
They certainly can, if that's more comfortable. There's just, there's like 70 people in here. So it's just,
okay.
That's the only thing, like if people are trying to ask at the same time. But actually, we have a question here. So what did you enjoy about the young artist programs that you've done? Was it worth it? What happened? What was that like in the day-to-day?
My young artist program experience was just sort of all over the place. It was kind of everything that I didn't know that I needed, because I went into my young artist program, my first program, when I was 24, and it was it was an interesting experience for me because I was actually at the time divided by 2 states, by California and Nevada, and so I was spending some time in California, some time in Nevada. And that was really hard. So of course, I took the opportunity to go to the program that I was in, which was the LA Opera program, and study there. And man, it was worth it, because it was when I say everything that I needed that I didn't know I needed, what I mean by that is it gave me a really good insight into what it meant to be an opera singer, training every day on different kinds of repertoire. We were working on recitals. We were also working on on opera scenes. We took Italian classes. And then on top of all of that, we were able to go and watch, we were able to go and see the shows at the Opera House in the evenings. So, I mean, it really was it was everything for me that I needed at that time. And had I not had the experience in the Young Artist Program, I'm specifically speaking of Los Angeles Opera, I don't know that the foundation would have been laid as strong for me. So it's definitely worth it to do a Young Artist Program.
And then what would you say the biggest obstacle or obstacles you faced in your career or in your training have been, and how have you overcome those?
The biggest obstacle in my training?
Sure, or in your career.
Is me believing in myself. It has actually nothing to do with music. Sorry, it just doesn't. I'm just being real. It doesn't have anything to do with music. It's really just, it really has been me just telling myself that I can do this and that I'm good at doing it and that I have to keep practicing and I have to keep forging ahead. You know, we're opera singers. We're under a microscope all of the time, and even more so now because of social media and people having access to everything so quickly. So we really are at the, we're like in a little petri dish under a microscope, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I think when we realize what our strengths are, we can capitalize on those things and we can make them stronger, and we can also bring up our weaknesses and make those stronger as well. And with being under a microscope, people who share the same strengths or people who share the same not strengths or weaknesses, however you choose to look at them, will see in you somebody that they can relate to. And I think that's a very good thing. So my obstacle, I would say, has been me believing in myself.
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably a lot of people can relate to that, both at the professional level and the student level. I see some people pointing their fingers at themselves. So speaking of, you know, obstacles or skills, is there a specific skill that you think has maybe given you, or what, can you point to a specific skill that's given you advantage as a professional artist?
I learn very fast. I can learn, I've learned several of the roles that I've had to sing on a plane. On my Instagram, I was flying from, oh gosh, where was I going from? I was going from Singapore to, I want to say it was Singapore to South Korea to Los Angeles. And I learned Marguerite and Faust on the plane. And I think the entire flight all total was 14, maybe it was longer. I don't remember. I'm sorry. It was a few years ago, but I learned quickly. And I learned quickly when I was in the Young Artist Program. And I was like, you know, they were like, oh, you need to learn this aria by tomorrow. And I went home. It was Lucia di Lammermoor. It was her first act aria. And I learned it overnight. And I was like, oh, I can learn quickly. And I've learned that I've noticed that I learn quickly because I've had to learn things on planes. I've learned the Beethoven Ninth Symphony on a plane. That's not so long, but I did learn that on the plane. I actually learned Bess and Porgy and Bess on a flight as well. So I think that's the best skill is learning quickly. It's not exactly how I want to learn, but if you can learn that way, it's good.
Well, and there's so many singers that can point to those types of experiences. So, you know, all the more reason to really for everyone to keep working on their musicianship and their ability to put music together quickly and put it together thoroughly. And then do you have any specific advice, you know, for our younger singers in particular?
To just keep studying like you are, and to keep going on your path, and to make sure that you are at this point listening to everything that you hear, everything that your professors are telling you. You know, even it's funny because I've been working with a lot of younger singers during the pandemic, and one of the questions that I hear the most is, am I allowed to do this, or am I allowed to do that, or can I do this, or can I do that? And I think now, I mean, I'm approaching 40 here in a couple of years, and I just think to myself, man, if I could go back to 14, 16 years ago and tell myself, you're allowed to do whatever you want to do. You're allowed to sing whatever music you want to. I wish that I had somebody tell me that. I wish somebody told me, hey, listen, this is a, what is the word? It's not formidable. I can't think of the word. I'm sorry. It's a formative time for everyone. So this is the time to really listen to your voice teachers and really listen to your coaches, because when you're doing the job, I mean, right now in the pandemic, no one's really going from job to job, But when you're in the job, it's difficult to find time to go see your voice teacher. It's difficult sometimes to find time to see your family. So, you know, as an international opera singer, I would say to people who want to pursue this career, now is the time to soak in everything, every single thing you can. Learn your languages, learn the diction, all of it right now. Take a piano class, even if you don't like piano. I promise you, you will be so happy that you did, because you can learn your music on your own when you're my age, or when you're, you know, when you're in a young artist program or whatever. That would probably be the most important thing I would say to young singers, is that this is a time where everything is at your fingertips. So be wise and take advantage of all the people that you have around you who know these things about music.
So in terms of transitioning kind of from, you know, college and then into the professional world, you mentioned, for instance, that young artist program, you know, it taught you all these things that you didn't even know you needed to know, right? So what do you wish maybe that you knew in your first handful of professional gigs that you didn't know, or that you didn't maybe have to know
100%,
earlier on?
100% real talk. I wish that somebody had said, you're doing a good job. That's what I wish. I wish that somebody had said, hey, you're doing a good job. This is your first Musetta and you're only 24. That's amazing. Congratulations, Angel. Good for you. Good for you. If you watch what I say on, I'm not saying that because I just want to be nice. I'm saying it because it's important to hear. I do want to be nice as well. But I wish that more people would, in this art form, I wish that people cared about really more than just giving a voice lesson, or more than just giving a diction lesson or whatever, really saying to the young singers, especially right now in the pandemic, everybody who's on this call and is in school, you're amazing. You are so amazing. You have no idea, because I can promise you that if it were me in school during a pandemic, I probably would have been like, I'm going to go to law school, or I'm going to do something else. I would have been like, bye singing, more than likely, because it's difficult. It's not easy to stand up here and sing with the microphone and what is this thing? I can't think of the word, this speaker and all of that, set up Zoom and original sound and all of this. That's not easy to do. So you should applaud yourself, and hopefully the people around you are applauding you too. That's what I totally forgot the question, Kimberly, I'm sorry, but that's what I really want to tell young singers, is that you're doing a good job. You're really well on your way. If you have to believe that, though. I can say it to you, and your professors can say it to you. Hopefully they do. I believe they do, because I know Kim, but you have to believe that as well.
And so do you think that's changing some? I mean, there's like, you know, an empowered singers group on Facebook, and I feel that there are some singers like yourself and coaches and other people who really are starting to say, you know, say that we that we do have kind of more power than I think we were led to believe that we should have, and we're allowed to have an opinion and all these things that you're saying. Do you feel that that's changing? Because that certainly isn't the way that my generation was brought up musically. So is that changing for these singers?
I hope so. I believe it's changing. I felt a change about, I'd say about 4 years ago is when I started hearing more people say things like to younger singers, like, oh, you're doing a good job, or really good work. I think that I want to be positive and say that I hope that it's changing, and not to blow smoke at people and say, oh, you're just so amazing, you're just so great, and because there's a very big difference between a singer who works hard and a singer who's talented and doesn't. And I can speak to that because I believe that I'm a singer who's talented, and at one point I didn't work hard. You know, I was solely based on the fact that, oh, I can sing, but there's so much more that goes into that. And I think there's a lot of, and I know that you do this well, because you did it with me a few years ago, Kim, and that is that I know you're very nurturing. And I do believe that in every institution and at the opera house, hopefully, you know, we need more people to be uplifting with art, in this art form, because the art form, it's a tradition that we're following, you know, like we have to follow what's on the page. We have to do come scritto, as they say, right? And with that, though, there's a lot of pressure. So I think to know from people that we're doing well is very good. And so, yes, I do think that it's changing, and I hope that it stays. I hope it's not like a fad and it goes away. I hope it stays.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, this is a difficult time, and so, you know, what do you think are some current efforts that you and maybe others at your level are taking to keep opera alive and to continue to help make it accessible? And also, Isabel Ferguson says she absolutely loves your green screen recitals and music videos, which, yes, you're like the first person I saw do that. I think in the last spring, and it was just like amazing. Loved it. Anyway.
Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I just was having a good time. One of the things that I think a lot of singers have been doing is, I think it's so important. We've just been staying connected. You know, we're online, we're on the internet, on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, whatever else. I guess now there's TikTok and stuff, and so people are really trying
Switch.
Switch? I don't even know what that is.
Twitch. Sorry, I said Switch, but I think I meant Twitch, right? Like there's like all kinds of stuff going on. It's crazy.
I have no idea, but I think people are staying connected in that way. And that's really good because it lets people know that, hey, you know, you're not alone in this pandemic. You're not alone. I know that everybody's virtual, but you're not alone. We're also in the same position. One of the things that I love so much during this time, though, are the virtual concerts. I get a kick out of it. I've gone to just about everything that I've been able to, you know, and that for me is it lets me know that opera is not, people have been saying opera's closed. Opera's not closed. The theater, the building is closed, but opera is very much alive, and it's very much alive because we stay connected. And when we lose that connection, then opera is gone. But
so what does make a successful, you know, virtual concert or recital? You know, do you have any tips? I mean, our singers are still, you know, very much doing stuff virtually this semester. You know, what are some tips that you might have there just to kind of keep encouraging them? And also because some of these skills I think are going to stick around. I mean, we're going to still have a need and a desire to be able to present ourselves well in this format. So what can you tell us?
I think invest in if you're able to invest in a really good mic. I think more than anything, invest in a great mic if you're able to. Also challenge yourself. So I have a Facebook recital coming up on next Saturday on March 13th. And I did this on purpose because I was kind of like, okay, I have a recital with Dayton Opera on March the 28th, but I haven't given a recital in well over a year. I think January 2020 was the last time I gave a proper recital. So the way I see it is I thought, okay, let me go ahead and get myself together and do a recital. One way that we can keep ourselves engaged online or with opera, with our singing, with our talent, is to challenge ourselves. I hate the song Morgan by Strauss. I don't know why. I've never liked it. I hate it. I still hate it. I'm learning it. It's right here in my folder. This is my recital folder right here. And I told myself, I said, look, everybody sings this. I heard a beautiful recording of Renee Fleming sing it. And I thought, okay, I'm going to learn it. I still don't like it, but I'm learning it because it'll help my musicianship. It helps with counting because it's syncopated and all of this. It helps with German because my German's not fluent. So I just decided to do that. And so what I did was I challenged myself. I put it on my program because I have to learn it so that I can sing it on the 13th. And I think that's a good way, for me anyway, it works because I want to be honest with myself about how important it is to stay connected and interested in the talent that God has given me. That's what I feel. And so for all of you, when it comes to being online, invest in a good mic, and you know what? Get on Facebook Live and sing, or go on Twitter Live, or Twitter Live or Instagram Live and sing. Do you have something set up where you're like, hey, you know, I'm this is a hard song for me to sing, or this is a difficult passage here, but I'm going to learn it anyway, and then I'm going to program it on my recital. I think giving yourself goals like that really does help. And it also helps to not just keep your mind engaged, but it keeps your heart engaged. You know, that's what I think. I don't know if that answers the question, but that's what I think.
That's great. Do you think there's any risk to singers, especially singers that are still, you know, learning about their singing and about you know, how they present themselves? Do you think there's any risk to them presenting themselves right now over Facebook Live or Instagram, or do you just have any sort of general suggestions there?
I think that goes with what I said about about listening to your professors. I never went against my professors. I mean, they would say things like, oh, Angel, you can learn it, but you shouldn't be singing this right now. You know, it's not something you're going to get hired for right now. So I would listen to that and I would say, okay, well then I'll learn it, but just for me, you know, it's not something that I'm going to go and present. Like even right now, I wouldn't go learn Brunhilde and be like, hey guys, come on my Facebook Live and watch me sing Brunhilde. I'm not going to do that, you know? So absolutely there is a risk if you decide to sing something that is not, you know, not right for you, for sure. Morgan is right for me. It's just, I just didn't want to learn it, but I made myself do it. But I do think if you decide to do something like that, you all are in a great position to be able to ask your professors whether or not you should do it also. And
go ahead.
No, I said, and ask them what you should sing, what they think is a good representation for you.
So one final question for you. What is your favorite role that you've done and why?
My favorite role is Tosca. And that's because she and I have a lot in common. Act 2, she's so fiery and so just, I don't know, the word's not stubborn, but she just knows what she wants. And I really appreciate that about her. I'm similar to her in a lot of ways. In stubbornness and in other ways as well. But I also just love the score. It's not such a long opera. That is exciting. The evening's not so long. But I would say Tosca.
Great. Well, we cannot thank you enough for your time and for helping our singers today and just sharing a little bit about the industry and everything else. So thank you. I'm thinking that maybe now, hopefully people will open up their videos and maybe we could, or their video feeds, and we could do pictures, screenshots. If you don't mind, I'll probably have to go through a couple of screens here, but is that all right? Oh, people are showing up. I see. All right, so I'm gonna need to take 2, okay? So everyone, because you don't know which screen you're on, just smile and say cheese. 1, 2, 3. All right, hopefully that's good. I'm gonna do one more, so just keep your smiling going because I gotta do one more screenshot. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, I think we got everybody that had a camera on. So anyway, everyone, please, you can unmute, you can throw up some reactions, you know, like the party little thingy there. Say your thank yous, put stuff in the chat, and then we will see you. We will see you again.
Thank you, everybody.
Brava.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.